alluding to the pineal gland for thousands of years, and now with modern neuroscience,
enabling them to move, breathe, and resonate.
Creator of Simpsons is in the Epstein files.
Who might have already started the process of turning us into livestock.
We're just observing patterns, but connect the dots. Welcome back to Rabbit Hole Reacts. Crazy times we're living in, and today we're watching some of the craziest videos from around the internet. Make sure to leave this video a like and to subscribe, and on that note, let's go.
In front of their eyes, they don't really understand what's going on. How is that even possible?
What?
The groundbreaking part is, of course, the magic behind levitation. You don't see anything, you don't hear anything, but still there's a very strong force that is created, and that is so strong that particles can even fly.
And by controlling those sound waves, we can control the position of those objects in real time.
Is this how the pyramids were made?
We can create pressure fields that can support multiple objects together, and that's how we build up this 3D content in midair.
What?
We really turned science fiction into science fact.
At the start, I had absolutely no idea how difficult that would be and what sort of...
Okay, so is this how reality was made? Using sounds and waves?
Yeah. So make it fun or let it go. It's good advice. Have fun with it or let it go.
Amen to that.
Have fun with him or let him go. Mm-hmm. Have fun with her or let her go. Have fun with it or let it go. Yeah. Meaning person, place, thing, idea, whatever it is. Have fun with it or let it go.
Let it go.
As long as you're having fun.
That might be the quote of the day. Have fun with it or let it go. No need to let something harp around your mind and drag you down. Look at it as an opportunity to have some fun or get it done.
Imagine ancient Indian temples.
This is
Their
crazy.
Rotating pillars, not merely architectural marvels, but living entities, pulsating with energy and consciousness.
Yes.
These temples, according to local law and interpretations of the Bhagavad Gita, were not static structures, but dynamic, sentient beings, cosmic ships traversing the realms of existence. The Bhumija style, with its rotating square circle principle, symbolizes the cyclical nature of the universe, reflecting the eternal dance of creation and destruction.
How is that possible?
Locals believe these temples were alive, their rotating pillars acting as conduits of divine energy, enabling them to move, breathe, and resonate with the cosmos.
Wow.
This perspective transforms our understanding of these ancient structures, suggesting they were not just places of worship, but interdimensional vessels, harmonizing.
That makes some type of sense. Not just places of worship, but interdimensional vessels. Look at those moving parts. And if you've watched Young Justice, then you know that in that superhero comic show, they have beings that are also vessels for traveling, and you have to be connected to them psionically. And it's this old world that we're discovering, or that's being exposed, that's been hidden, who knows, whatever the narrative is very interesting, to say the least.
7 years of research, I've never seen anything like this before. This is a motor that cells use to move around. You have trillions of them in you right now. That is the top of a column in a Hindu temple. The level of detail and craftsmanship is one thing, but there's a level of geometric and engineering knowledge that is closer to what we see in aircraft manufacturing. That turbine and the biomotor both do the same thing so that an airplane and bacteria can move. If this isn't depicting the same thing, you're gonna have to explain to me where the design inspiration came from that coupler and the little stator guy right here.
The sound.
No way they could see these things. These things are complex molecular parts that are assembled and held together by electrons and run on electricity so bacteria can move. This little guy is what gets me though. He's like a little clutch that engages the molecules so it can spin. That's not what that is. Run it back. In the little animation, you know what you see when you look straight up into that motor? You see this thing right here. If you look straight up in one of these temples, guess what you see? There's a pile of coincidences, and then there's a pile of explanations, and this pile is getting quite large.
Now, this is just basic schematics and blueprints. Like, look at these Hindu temples. They're all equal on each side. The precision of each of these, along with the intricacy and the detail, and then the moving parts, and they had the bells and the sounds, and then the points at the top that look like they could be connected, like with the ether energy. Like, I need some theories I need some interdimensional vessels. That's a new one, and that kind of resonates.
Am I the only one who's been going down the rabbit hole about how they've been using AI to reveal what is actually being said in ancient Sumerian text on the clay tablets? You know, like ancient Mesopotamia, where they were saying was the original
I was wondering
language.
why they haven't done this
yet. And after they were able to decode what it was saying because of these marks that were found deeper in the tablets than originally thought, and they were under the other marks, they shut everything down. Like, the government made them stop. And I want y'all to know it's insane, and I'm on a tangent. The craziest part about this entire thing was that at the bottom of those uniform tablets, up under all of the actual markings, there were instructions for it to be deciphered by a machine like AI, which blew archaeologists' mind. And when they reported it and they backed the research, guess who came in and told them they need to stop immediately, swept away everything, and stopped the translation of these ancient Akkadian tablets. And if you know anything about the Book of Enoch, if you know anything about ancient Sumeria and how they have one of the largest and longest civilizations that we know about, and how they came up with our 60-second metric system, you would know that they had more knowledge than we think. Here's an article that I found about them going through this actual cuneiform text using AI. AI was actually able to develop the information from the language without any prior knowledge of what the translation meant, which only meant that this cuneiform text was already curated to be read by a machine like AI. And even after they translated that cuneiform script, they were able to program it so that it could pull and extract more data and information from this hidden text up under the text on the cuneiform script. Within these tablets, they were able to find out that ancient Mesopotamia had a lot of earth-based knowledge, right? They weren't so hell-bent on making these progressions that were heavy in machinery, but all of their information was very much earth and very much alchemy type magic, which was completely transformative. And they can't understand how different locations of the world all have the same story about these deities and beings and these locations like planet Nabaru. Basically, a lot of the bibliography that we have been studying from Catholicism, because the original shit is hidden at the Vatican. Yeah, cuneiform tablets from ancient Sumeria also align with Dead Sea Scrolls and the Book of Enoch.
Wow, shout out to that young lady for making that video. That was very informative, and that makes a lot of sense. I've been saying on this channel that AI is puzzling because they would not release it to the public without seeing how far it can expand and go already. So I'm sure they've taken this knowledge, developed it already, and have used it to decode a lot of the ancient secrets around the world, which obviously they don't want to share with us.
You've got to improve your mood or nothing can change. But I have reason for this mood. Doesn't matter. But it's been going on for a long, long time. Doesn't matter. My husband died. Doesn't matter. I have a diagnosis. Doesn't matter. Excuses. My parents weren't good to me. Doesn't matter. The government is all out of whack. Doesn't matter. The world is upside down. Doesn't matter. Climate change is worrying me. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what excuse you're using to feel negative emotion. The negative emotion you feel is your indicator that all the stuff that you've been asking for is not being allowed right here, right now. You've got to improve your mood.
We all fall towards our emotions, especially the negative ones. They're some of the strongest. Sadness and anger, they can really make you feel alive, if you know what I mean. But I really do believe that hinders us from perceptual view of seeing the world as something positive. I mean, obviously it does. If you're angry, you ain't seeing nothing as happy. change a mood to something better, you can do it. We can do it together.
Охренеть.
What?
Охренеть. Оно исчезло. Ну что, смотрите еще раз фокус. Вот стекло. Оп. Видели такое? Вот он весь научный секрет НЛО, блядь. Он даже двигается. Да, двигается потихонечку.
If that's true, I'm gonna need two.
This is what it looks like. This is real. This is yesterday and today is the very first public unveiling in a public presentation of Project Looking Glass. A human being is about this tall. This is built in underground bases. It is colossal in size. And what happens is when you fire this thing up, these rings start going in all different directions. It shields off the barrel of water inside.
That looks like
just
X-Men
like your
Cerebro.
gland. The water inside flips over into time-space, which then captures argon gas, captures visual images, and this is what it looks like. It becomes huge, glowing, all the way out to these posts, which are used as stabilizers for the energy field. Now, it doesn't start out with an image of the Earth. That's just there as a placeholder, although you could see the whole Earth like that if you wanted to. That's not usually what happens. They got computer animations of how it's
literally,
going to work.
this is just like X-Men Cerebro.
This actually looks like the fisheye lens distortion effect that happens around the looking glass when you power it on.
Where he can see the
There's a gantry
whole
crane up
world
at the
and
top,
the mutants.
and the little guy is dropped down and goes inside. That's like your barrel inside the...
See, another movie connection, a cartoon, especially with these heroes, the superheroes. I'm going to have to do a whole playlist just on that alone. These movies, the connections to ancient biblical text, and what's being unveiled nowadays. Stay woke.
Hundreds of years ago, alchemists discovered that when you heat lead in a sealed vessel with no oxygen, it emits a faint glow in complete darkness. They called this the black light or the shadow of the sun, and it's the foundation of the esoteric teaching that darkness isn't the absence of light, but inverted light, and that true illumination requires descending all the way down into this inverse radiance where normal perception completely reverses. This is the doctrine of inverted light, and it appears in every advanced esoteric practice from Kabbalah to Tantra. Let's start at the foundation with the original alchemical discovery.
Is anyone else still kind of afraid of the dark as an adult? Because I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's not a preference of mine, but I have been wanting to do like a dark retreat or something like that. It might be a good idea.
Ancient civilizations have been alluding to the pineal gland for thousands of years, and now with modern neuroscience, we were actually able to confirm what they were saying. The Egyptians called it the Eye of Horus, the Vedic religions called it the third eye, and there is even a pine cone at the Vatican, but they are all talking about the pineal gland, and they are all saying that it causes mystical experiences and spiritual awakening. The pineal gland regulates sleep and your circadian rhythm and also produces melatonin. But here's where it gets crazy. Your pineal gland is covered in tiny calcite crystals that are piezoelectric, meaning that a pressure upon them can create an electric field. And the thing within your body that can create this pressure is your cerebrospinal fluid. And so, theoretically, if you were able to accelerate this flow, like through breathwork or meditation, you could create an electric charge upon your pineal gland. On top of this, we know that the pineal gland not only produces melatonin, but can modify it into chemicals that are in the same family as DMT, the strongest psychedelic known to man. And so now researchers are proposing a theory that goes like this. You accelerate the cerebrospinal fluid up into your brain to electrically activate your pineal gland, which will then begin to modify melatonin into psychoactive compounds within your brain, leading to inner visions, mystical experiences, and potential spiritual awakening. This is crazy because it is exactly what these ancient civilizations have been saying for thousands of years.
Literally.
And now we are able to prove it with modern neuroscience. If you want to learn more...
Okay, because this has been known worldwide. Now that we know specifically what it is, the cerebral spinal fluid, try saying that 3 times. Now we just need to know how to move that fluid up to our pineal gland. I'm guessing a lot of meditation, which I keep saying I'm going to do, and report back to you.
Creator of Simpsons is in the Epstein files. They were never predicting. They were confessing. They were confessing their plans.
Yeah.
Our life is a lie. Who can we trust?
Wow, no wonder they got everything right. They were working with the creeps running the world. Like, what is that? And I've seen that those rainbows are just chemicals that are dispersed in the atmosphere. I thought they looked nice.
It's evil. Charlie and I have always been very clear on our stance. Israel and Jewish people. It's awful. Awful. Anti-Semitism is what healing factor comes out of hating Jewish people? What healing factor comes out of hating Christians?
Why is this
what healing
all
factor comes
she
out?
talks about?
Hate in general. Nothing. Nothing. Charlie always would say very clearly, Jew hate was brain rot. He would always say it.
Any hate is brain rot. Why do they keep bringing up this country? I'm not even going to get into it on this one.
I hope everybody knows by now that the fallen angels run our world. The earth is Satan's domain, and his fallen angels are at the top of the pyramid, if you will. Now, the book of Enoch, chapter 6, tells us that there were 200 of the leaders of these fallen angels. They met on Mount Hermon, and they signed an agreement. At the very top of Mount Hermon, there's a building that says UN on the roof, but that's not for this video. Today we're going to talk about the Palace of Peace and Reconciliation. This is located in Kazakhstan, and it is to represent all of the world's religious faiths. Now this is a beautifully constructed building, and it's at the point of what looks to be a phoenix. Here's an aerial view. Everything in this city is futuristic. It's all kind of like symbolic looking. Across from it is the presidential palace, and there's more kind of like symbolic stuff. I can't say what that looks like, but it's all very futuristic. What's interesting is at the very top of the Palace of Peace and Reconciliation is a boardroom that has, guess how many seats? 200 seats. Could this be where the
gay, you're gay.
You are gay.
Do you not believe that?
Well, it's demonstrably not true because science tells us it's
Do you
not
think people
true.
are making it up?
I don't think they're making it up at all.
So what's your point?
I think that you can be moved in that direction through propaganda and pornography.
Come on, Tucker.
Then how do you explain?
Is there anything that would make you... Could I make you gay?
How hard do you want to try?
Not hard, I can tell you.
That's the spirit, Piers. There's a limit. Even an open-minded man like you kind of hate the gays.
Could I make you
I
gay?
make a little gay joke and you're like, oh, I'm not going to be gay. Oh, no.
I would like to talk about this topic because I saw the specific podcast the other day, and as someone who identifies with the community, that hit me really deep. Like, could prawn and propaganda lead a young mind towards skewing their natural sexuality? In my own specific case, I feel like it's a from birth thing. I don't think anyone would choose to be ostracized if they had the choice. So that's why I've never believed in that. But if there's hidden traumas or faculties we don't remember when we're, I don't know. Let me know y'all's opinions down below. I'm team, but you know, we're questioning everything nowadays.
In my opinion, this is the closest we've ever been to having a lot of people understand that the world is a stage. And that stage is set up, it's orchestrated, it's directed and produced by the devil, underneath God's allowance, of course. But the devil runs the show. The Bible says that Satan is the god of this world. If people somehow strug off the files, the emails, the evidence, the records of the things that were taking place on that island and the things that take place in multiple different locations, places like Bohemian Grove, places over across seas, all over the world. If people shrug this off, then there truly might not be any hope for folks waking up. Remember when it was a conspiracy all those years ago when you would warn people that the rich men, the powerful men, do these diabolical things to kids. They do these diabolical things, and everyone would look at you like you were nuts. We're not even asking for an apology. We just want people to understand that it's not just the POTUS. It's basically everybody who's ever held any position of power.
What's crazy is now that we're in this age of disenchantment where we don't know if anything's real, a lot of people are turning back to spirituality, religious texts, looking at the Bible, reading the Gospels, and connecting it all. And the veil is lifting, the worlds are merging. Do your own inner work.
Far beneath the surface of the ocean, unknown to the rest of the world,
these
was
cartoons.
the kingdom of Maldamer, the home of a sinister people called Bubbleheads, who ruled the vast watery world beneath the seven seas. These people were in turn ruled by the Emperor, who was in turn ruled by the Empress.
What have you done about taking over the dry land? I told you I'm sick and tired of this wet world. I want to rule on dry land. One of our best scientists working on the problem, sweetie pie.
And you watch this mountain on the television screen.
So it's the scientists and the people messing around that's messing up the world. The tectonic plates, the volcanoes, the weather, the geoengineering. Look at these cartoons.
Somebody had mentioned, hey, Iran has said they're at war with the West.
I heard about
and so,
that.
Of course, being the person that I am on this app, I did have to go fact check because I don't want to say something that's untrue.
Why isn't that announced
So I went
everywhere?
out and I was looking at international newspapers. Now, I will tell you that, like, the European news stations and the Israeli news stations are not saying this, but the Iranian news stations are.
So this is Erica Kirk's mom, who apparently also goes by Mama Lo. I don't really see a family resemblance, but it might just be the lack of fireworks.
This is, oh, it's real. This is real. Oh, God. What do you have to say to the world, Florida? I'm having a great year. Butterbeer?
What were people thinking that she was doing for the government?
Story of the woman who raised
Yeah.
Erica Kirk. Her mom, Loretta Franceby.
Yeah, that's Erica Kirk getting an ultrasound. There's been a lot of talk about whether or not that woman has really ever been pregnant. Now, I've been pregnant 5 times. The first was a miscarriage, gave birth to 4. So you bet your ass I zoomed in on that ultrasound screen. And this is a close-up of the screen, which led me to do a deep dive into the stages of pregnancy, which I've done, back in the day when I was pregnant, but it's been a while. It's hard to see a lot of...
Y'all catch the details, and I've heard about that one a lot.
So if they really went to the moon, why would they be faking any of it? So after the first film came out, which has that footage in it, even my critics agree that that is them faking being halfway to the moon, which they would never have to do if they could really go halfway to the moon, right? So I had this idea maybe from childhood TV programs, take an oath in court or whatever. Why not just track down the astronauts and ask them to swear on a Bible whether they walked on the moon or not?
Yeah.
And the second film, which is also on the homepage of Sabrel.com, called Astronauts Gone Wild, one astronaut kicks me. One astronaut threatens to punch me. One astronaut threatens to shoot me. And we even left a hot microphone accidentally in an astronaut's house after he assaulted me. And the camera guy, disoriented, he forgets to hit stop recording. So while the astronaut and his son are in their house with the door closed, we're recording the audio by wireless microphone in the backseat of the rental car in the driveway. And they say, word for word, do you want to call the CIA and have them whacked?
You want to call the CIA? Have them whacked?
So like
oh
I
my
said,
goodness!
Yeah,
That
so like
is crazy.
A lot of us think it's fake. Okay? A lot of us think that moon landing was fake. The question is, why? And, not in a lazy way, but do we care anymore? There's a lot of pressing things going on. Whether we went there or not, flat, round, toroidal. I've heard so many conspiracies, hollow. At this point, we need some evidence first. And I'm not believing what NASA has been showing.
In underdeveloped societies, the cannibalism will happen randomly on the principle of who can I catch. Pretty much the same as how they mate. But for civilized societies, it should and certainly will be a more industrial process. Just imagine farms, spacious and well lit, where in comfortable stalls utilizing the latest technology they breed select two-legged livestock. You know, the animals who permit themselves to become food end up as the winners in the mortal interspecies battle for control over the planet. Did you know that? How many tigers on Earth? Not very many. Lions? How about bears? Very few. But now riddle me this. How many cows live on Earth? There are billions of them. Understand? Now listen up. Has it ever occurred to you to wonder who might have already started the process of turning us into livestock? Physiological and sociological conditioning is already happening. Just look at this. Cultivation of stem cells is one. Use of serum from abortive material in medicine, second. Popular movies about the living dead devouring human flesh, 3. Laws about euthanasia, 4. Shawarma or gyros made from who knows what sold on every corner, 5. Do you even know what that stuff is?
No, I don't.
There's no need to be scared of this bright future. No crisis will menace us ever again. The vegans and the tree huggers will be downright giddy. Nobody will harm their beloved animals anymore. Although, maybe those vegans and greenies will go into the very first batch of universal protein ration. Give it a think.
That's disgusting, creepy, weird, and I don't know if I want that in my head.
What are the chances that all celebrities and well-known names that you've heard of before all seem to have lookalikes from the past? Seriously, what are the chances that the most well-known people of today also happen to have lookalikes of the most well-known people from the past? How is it possible that the most relevant people and names you've heard of today all happen to have portraits of them hundreds of years ago, and they were also relevant enough to have a portrait of themselves
exactly.
back then? If you try and search for old pictures
now
and
that don't make no
of
damn
people
sense.
that look like you or anyone you know, you're not going to find them. But there just so happens to be pictures of people back then that are the most famous people now. And they also happen to be the most famous people back then too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Like, why is it only the most
Now there's
famous
only one
people
face
you
shaped
know,
like
and
that.
no one else? Just people that you see on your screens every day. It's like strictly people that have influence. And not only did they have influence back then, but they're the same people that have influence now, today. It simply makes no...
I've thought about this one a couple of times, and in some of them, like the Johnny Depp one specifically, he looks older nowadays, you know, than that portrait that he had back then. So would they die and come back as the same person? When they transfer consciousness, does their face influence the shape of the face that they're on? Do they have a serum to bring their age back? Like, I just can't connect the dots on this one, so drop your theories down below.
Tuesday, 9:47 a.m.
Hi, baby. Baby, you have to listen to me carefully. I'm on a plane that's been hijacked. I'm on the plane. I'm calling from the plane. I want to tell you I love you. Please tell my children that I love them very much. And I'm so sorry, babe. I don't know what to say. There's 3 guys. They've hijacked the plane. I'm trying to be calm. We're turned around, and I've heard that there's planes that's been flown into the World Trade Center. I hope to be able to see your face again, baby. I love you. Bye.
End of message.
It's a frame. After telling him to listen carefully. And also, if you'll notice, there's no background noise. Here's unamplified video taken from the back of a commuter jet.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering the whole time, too.
Now here's Cece's call.
Tuesday, 9:47 a.m.
Hi, baby. Baby, you have to listen to me carefully.
Nothing. The tape hits from her husband's answering machine is louder than her background. This call was also from Cece's cell phone.
It was about like 9:30. I guess that's when the call started. Then I guess I didn't answer the phone until the last time she called, which was, I think it was like 9:51 or something to that. It was towards almost close to 10 o'clock by that time. And then
she was trying to let him know that They're being framed. Did they set this up?
I don't have a whole lot of time.
Well, look, let's begin by finding out whether you're using this line properly or not.
Area 51.
Yeah, that's right. Were you an employee or are you now?
A former employee.
Former employee.
I was let go on a medical discharge about a week ago, and I've kind of been running across the country. Oh man, I don't know where to start. They're gonna they'll triangulate on this position really soon.
You can't spend a lot of time on the phone, Gus, so give us...
Yeah.
Okay, what we're thinking of as aliens are, they're extra-dimensional beings that an earlier precursor of the space program made contact with.
Oh.
They are not what they claim to be. They have infiltrated a lot of aspects of the military establishment, particularly the Area 51. The disasters that are coming, the military, I'm sorry, the government knows about them, and there's a lot of safe areas in this world that they could begin moving the population to now aren't.
But they're not doing anything.
They are not. They want the major population centers wiped out.
They said that was a radio interview from 2012, and if y'all remember, just a couple weeks ago, Paulina Luna, the political lady, said there's interdimensional beings that they're contacting with. Is this a contract that's just like coming out now? It's been through the movies and through the whole brigade. They made up the whole alien thing to give them a face or a name. Makes sense why the moon landing did. I mean, we're just observing patterns, but connect the dots. Thank you guys so much for watching those videos with me today. The world's getting crazy. But if you could, please subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it. As always, stay mindful, stay woke, keep your eyes wide open, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.